Hello. Is this thing on? Hi, friends. How are you all doing today? Hi. Well, I hope you're doing a bit better than I am. Because I'm nursing a headache. But the horrors persist, but so do I. So instead of playing a new game that I've never played before and haven't even, seen, I decided to continue what I was doing this morning anyway, which is repeatedly stabbing something and calling it art. We're gonna do needle felting today. Thank you for the sippies. I shall indeed. Let me say hello to everyone. Boop boop. Hi Sen, hi Coxworth, hi Roan, and hi anyone who is lurking. Hydration is very important for headaches. Facts. I have also had painkillers, friends. Because if you're in pain, you deserve to take painkillers because your suffering helps no one. So kick your own butt next time your brain is being difficult about it. And go, hey, this suffering that I'm doing right now helps absolutely no one. So, take care of yourself, you know? I'm trying to get this in the middle because I'm sitting on the corner because I once again have a void sleeping at my feet. I tried to set up my phone as a camera, but I have nothing to secure it with, and I cannot let it magically hover mid-air. Lily's sitting grumpily on the back of your chair. Yeah, I saw you do our fierce warriors. You fending off her chomping of your pen. And she trying to reclaim her territory from this evil stylus. Yes. But yeah, I tried to set up my phone as a separate camera, but yeah, I couldn't let it hover mid-air, and I bought an adapter for USB-A to USB-C, and it was a USB 3 adapter because my old webcam was USB 3. So that all worked. I just didn't check if the plug actually worked. Sadly, it does not. But there is a new card on its way that I can plug into my PC, which was like, I think with shipping might have been 20 euros or something. That gives me 4 extra USB 3 slots, USB 3.2 even, which is what I would need to set up my old webcam so we can have a pet cam, because apparently underneath my craft table is a very cozy spot for cats to sleep. And who am I to deny you the kitties? Speaking of cats, this is a cat skull that has mushrooms and flowers and greens growing out of it. So what this is, this piece of fabric here, this black piece of fabric, is a pocket on a cloak that I made several years ago at this point. I made a cloak for myself out of black wool fabric. That's this. And I added some fake fur trimming to it. But it was too long and I left it hanging with all the coats for a very long time. And then eventually, a couple weeks ago at this point, I got round to removing the fake fur trim from the bottom and cutting off a good 10 centimeters off the bottom of it because it was too long. And I was dragging it along the floor, and if there would be like a puddle or something, the fake fur would be dipped in that, and I was like, no, fuck it, no more of that. So yeah, I grabbed my lock machine and I cut off this strip from the bottom. So this strip, actually I should say this strip, has been my test strip. I started with this. As you can see, the lock gave it a really nice edge. The seams stitched off to prevent it from unraveling. So yeah, I started with this piece, freehanded it, just drew it on, and then felted it, needle felted, and then wet felted it, and then cleaned it up with a needle again, which I'm really proud of, by the way. And this is going to be the base idea. I'll only be using white merino wool to make this piece, so the skull itself will be fully white, and then the rest will just be outlines. Apart from maybe these petals, I haven't decided yet. These petals and these. I haven't fully decided yet how or what, but I do know that I will go in with embroidery floss to add some details because, as you can see, this is the design. And as you can see, like for example, this detail here will be gone. The socket of the eye, that detailing will be gone. This edge here is missing. So what I will do once it's been wet felted and then clean up with a needle again, I'll add embroidery just to add those details in. Yeah. Officially a stall order for a market in October. Hell yeah! I gotta finish the badge illustration so I can print and make the badges in time. Oh, that's so cool! That's so cute. As you can probably spoil Lily with all the treats and toys and cozy things she deserves. Nah. That's so sweet. Yeah, I've been selling things on Vinted. I've been selling shoes that I can no longer wear because I got the orthopedics. I'm selling baking tins and other things I no longer use. So beware, this has not been cleaned properly, but I will be selling my official Star Wars merchandise, which is this bag, because I don't use it. But this is Captain Phasma. This is a handbag. This is official Star Wars merch. So yeah, like I said, it hasn't been cleaned, but I will clean it and then I'll take some good pictures and put it up for sale as well. Because I have no use for it. I have no outfits that this goes with, or a desire to have a bag that I need to hold in my hand the entire time. But someone might. So yeah, stuff like that, and I'll go through the rest of my wardrobe and also sell some more things. But yeah. All to contribute to this goal up here, which some of you have already very graciously donated some to, but the 2 over-the-shoulder boulder holders, aka bras, because thanks to my compression clothing, I've been losing a lot of excess fluid that my body has been holding on to. And as a result of that, I've also gone down 2 bra sizes, like 2 cup sizes. Not just bra sizes in general, but like 2 cup sizes. Yeah, which means none of my bras actually fit me. I have one because I bought one new 2 months ago for a wedding. Because I needed something that went with a dress and that fit me properly. So yeah. That is why that goes up. So yeah, anything I make goes into that. Or little things for my PC, like for example that extra USB slot card. Oh yeah. But yeah, these are my testing. So these I bought, just like these designs I all bought on Etsy. And this is printed on a type of paper. It's not really paper, but this dissolves in water. It's made of PVA, so it'll eventually dissolve in water. And these are the kind that you peel off and stick on. You can just put them in your inkjet printer and print these designs on them, cut them out and stick them to the fabric. They're designed for embroidery, but I figured it works with needle felting just as well. And it does, actually. See these flowers, they turn out pretty nice. And also this little barn owl here. This little barn owl sitting on crystals. And I think I'll eventually cut this out. Dissolve this with cold water as best I can. And then do some embroidery. Probably some black threading to just outline the crystals. And some other colors to really add, because there's supposed to be like a swirl here on the wing of the owl. Stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's going really well. Yeah, this is an absolutely gorgeous color of wool. But what I'll be using today of this cream colored for everything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to your designs, Rowan. I hope it goes well. So yeah, welcome to a stream of repeatedly stabbing things and calling it art. Done some already, just fixing scaling colors and font size. Nice. So yeah, this is a special type of needle. You can see it has notches on it, which pushes the hair into and through the fabric. So you can see into this thick foam block. Every once in a while I have to lift the entire thing up and just pull it out. Yeah, this is one pocket that has the cat skull, and then I have another on the other side that has a bird skull. Milky, hi! Ooh, Cogsworth, you're making a crochet blanket for a double bed. Whoa, that's a big one. Then start finishing off other project. I didn't know you crocheted, or I forgot. But that's really cool. I love seeing what other people make, what they get up to. I really enjoy that. I tried to make a blanket once, but well, I'm allergic to acrylics, so I cannot use acrylic yarn, which doesn't give me a lot of options, because even wool is going to be heavy at that size, you know, let alone cotton. That's going to be a weighted blanket just because of that, you know? You crochet, you knit, and currently learning to make quilted blankets. Ooh, nice. I tried knitting once, but it wasn't for me. Mostly because, well, yeah, I started with crochet, which is one hook, and then suddenly you have two needles that need to work together, and it's like, this isn't right. But that's just because I'm so used to crochet, right? I might get around to it at some point, but currently I have no desire or need for it. Though I do imagine knitting a scarf is infinitely faster than trying to crochet a scarf. So maybe if I have a need for a scarf or something, I'll reconsider. But yeah. It's like with
The
this,
Enrichment
right?
Center is
Hello?
required to remind you that you will be baked, and then there will be cake.
Cozy stabbing.
Cozy stabbing indeed. 23 months! Nix, thank you so much and welcome back. And also, it is autumn. So... which one would you like? Would you like a green? Would you like a yellow? Or would you like a red leaf? A red. Okay. Putting those back on my desk. There you go. Now I have to carefully peel this because they've decided that this is the glue. It's quite a wide strip of glue, but this bit here, you have to carefully peel off to not tear it. It's not an ideal design. for sticky notes. But they look pretty. There we go. There you are. Sticky leaves. Yeah. Hi. My day is alright. I've been nursing a headache that will not go away, so that's why I'm doing a cozy stabbing. I'd actually planned to start a new game today, but my brain chose violence instead. I have taken painkillers, but alas, it's a stubborn one. From the way the rest of my body is reacting, it's probably a migraine, but I don't have any light sensitivity. I'm just, you know, headachy. Oh, can't bend over because if there's too much blood rushing to my brain, it hurts. And a bit of nausea, so yeah. It is migraine adjacent, so I'll just hydrate some more and do stabby stab. Pamna, you're going on an adventure. Have fun. Oop. Did you say hi yet before the lurk? I meant to. I might have missed it. I'm not sure. But that's okay. Have a good lurk. I appreciate you regardless. So yeah, that is how my day is going. But this is a really cool design that I got off Etsy. And this is one out of 2 pockets that will go on this big goth cloak I'm making with fake fur, and on the back we'll have a gigantic moth, like a Death Hat's hawk moth on the back of it, shoulder to shoulder, just big off. But yeah, this is the other pocket. A barb. Oh, in the Discord, by the way, I also posted one of my dad's creations. If you've not seen it. My dad is, well, my dad's the football fan. For the Americans among us, that is the soccer variant, not the hand ag that you call football. But yeah, my dad's a big soccer fan, and my brother works at local football stadium. He does a variety of things, but he is also a lights technician from when he worked in the events industry. And the football stadium got those big overhead, like the big, massive light rigs that have several lamps in them to illuminate the field. And they got new ones. They got new like light fixtures and the whole thing, whole new rigs set up. So my brother managed to get hold of one of those light fixtures, one of the big lamps, for my dad. And my dad has proceeded to turn that into a standing light for his living room, and it's so fucking cool. Like, if you're into the, like, industrial chic, it's really cool. I posted 2 pictures in the Discord. Like... So, yeah. My dad is also a creative mind. Papa Short Stuff is MacGyver, honestly. Man, this is coming along. Like, there's some color differences here. Well, actually, that is where the detail would go. So maybe... I'm just putting down the baseline for now. It's not the final thing. But at least I have the... Because I want to do the skull fully, and then everything else just outlines. It called to you because a few years ago the whole landmark was flooded with faux industrial lights like that. They were so obviously fake it was hilarious. Making one from Action Stadium light is very refreshing. It's cool, right? It's so cool. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. The whole industrial chic was booming and they were all fake. And it was... yeah. I still need to... still need to find some, because I don't like pickles, but I might convince the household to get those big off pickle jars, the ones that are shaped like this, and then turn those into hanging lights. Like get 3 of them and, you know, hang them in different heights like they usually do with those fake industrial ones, but just make them from like actual pickle jars. Maybe. I don't know. Our house, and especially our living room, is currently very chaotic in style and stuff. Because yeah, we're still figuring it out. We hadn't really decided on a style, and then there's also things from accessibility point of view that we need to take into account. Where I love the dark wood of antique closets, like wardrobes type things. But when you're visually impaired, it's actually better to have like light wood to make it easier to see what is in them. Will you trap fireflies in them though? I wish I could go full Hobbit core, Nixoy. Honestly. I do. We got new kitchen cabinets though that are very Hobbit core. And I need to go to the store to get some I found some LED light strips with motion sensors for dirt cheap. I need to go get them so that I can implement those into those cabinets. So that is the accessibility part sorted again, you know? So that the motion sensor is there so that the light is not constantly on. You don't have to remember to flip a switch because, you know, ADHD. So you don't have to remember to either turn on or turn off those lights. That way when you open the cabinet, the light turns on. And then when you close the cabinet, after a little while, there's no more motion, so it turns the light off again. Yeah, just ask the floodlight person if you can have a few for your ceiling. Maybe. I don't know if they still have them. I think they might have sold them all, and my dad just got a hold of one, or maybe they just threw them away. I don't know. I just know my brother managed to get a hold of one for my dad. And he decided to make art. As you do. Yeah, this is merino wool. It's nice and soft. In theory, you can also spin your own yarn out of this if you want. You can dye it, you can do whatever, but also felting. Yeah, there's many different accessibility aspects that we take into account in this household, as much as possible anyway. Like the most important one is the visual impairment. And then we also tried, because all of us have ADHD, all of us are diagnosed now. So we also like to incorporate any ADHD needs, any autism needs, as much as possible in our home, because this is our home, right? We do things in a way that work for us, for all of us, which is difficult. But we try to figure things out in a way that works for the entire family, and we know that would also work for our neurodivergent friends, right? So yeah, hence the light solution with the sensor, because there's no need for a light switch. And it just turns on whenever you open the doors. And then it turns off after you've closed the doors for a little while and there's no more motion detected. Like another one of my favorite ADHD incorporations that we have in this house is we have a Lego base plate, about this size, Lego base plate, by the front door. And everyone on their keychain has a Lego brick. Sometimes like a Lego brick and a little Lego figurine or something, but at least a brick with their name engraved in it, in their favorite color. And that's where you put your keys, on the base plate by the front door. Because then, 1, your keys are always where you expect them to be. 2, you get a little dopamine because every time you come home, you get to push a little brick into the base plate. So there have been significantly less cases of lost keys because of that. And significantly less cases of forgetting your keys when you go out because, oh yes, it's right there. It's by the front door. It's visual. And on that same base plate is also, I got a little white brick on a keychain that says post because of the mailbox. Our mailbox is on the wall outside our door. It's locked. So there's the mailbox key is on there as well. And I even got little Lego envelope shapes. I committed a mortal sin and I glued those onto the brick. But yeah, that way the mailbox key is always there. And it also indicates what the key is for. So it's little things, you know? I was doing this on the couch the other day while watching some TV with Sal, and as I was doing this, the stabbing, there was just Sal sitting next to me going stab, 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 stab. Hi, Zavadian. What's the key for? For the mailbox. It's the key to the mailbox. But yeah, on the base plate of Lego, there's also house keys of everyone, and everyone has a engraved little Lego brick in their favorite color. So everyone knows where their keys are. There's also a little red brick for my car because my car is red. My car keys are on there as well. Stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's not just the mailbox key, but also the house keys, car keys. Oh, the indicate what the key is for. So you had no context. No. That's absolutely valid. No, I was saying how I committed a mortal sin, and I the white brick that has post engraved on the side of it, I got little Lego envelopes and things that I glued onto that brick. That is my sin. I hope you can forgive me for using super glue on Lego. I know it's highly controversial. It's a taboo even. But yeah, no. This is just a keychain. And it's not like it's from a set or anything. I specifically bought those. I bought the brick that came engraved because I bought it like that. And I bought the little envelopes from like a website where you can just buy Lego bricks by piece. So it's not like I ruined a set or anything. If making something permanent is valid, if you build a set and glue that, then I would say heresy. I would never. Genuinely, I wouldn't. But yeah, no, this is I want it to stay put, even when someone accidentally puts it in their pocket and it goes through the washing machine and what have you. I can't have those tiny pieces flying or getting lost. So yeah, that's why I glued them in place, because we are an ADHD household after all, friends. It happens. I see that some of the stabbing is coming through. I hope you are enjoying the ASMR. The stabbing ASMR. Hi, Doug. Quote going in. Hold on, chat. I was too busy stabbing. They went start to build a people-sized Lego house. They concluded you'd need to silicone fabric, because otherwise you live in the rain. Oof. Christian, I think of any person in particular when you're re-stabbing the material repeatedly. No, I'm just a little guy. I don't have enemies. I've never been blocked or banned in my life. Perhaps a politician. Ooh, you're onto something here. Every billionaire ever, by the way, is the actual answer that I am sticking with. Perfectly fine. You have a couple Lego key hangers as well. Nice. It would also be almost as expensive as a real house. Is that with James May in the Lego house, who then also has like Lego slippers and stuff? The masochist? Is it? I believe I've seen a video of that. Yeah. With James May. Yeah. I've been to Billund many years ago to the Lego, like, is it Lego World? Anyway, the Lego theme park there in Denmark. Many years ago, we went there. We didn't have time to go to the Lego house that they built there, but they didn't build it out in the open. They built it inside loads some big industrial complex to keep it dry, essentially, and away from direct sunlight. Shed, yeah. A big off shed. You know what? That works. The other was Duplo for a lot of that. Yeah, because the bricks are bigger, essentially. Legoland! That's the one. Thank you, Sebastian. It's been so long that I forgot. You want to go there so bad? It was fun. Despite it being... well, they market it for kids, obviously. We were 4 adults, and we had fun. 2015. I'd have to check when we went there. Let's have the picture somewhere. It's also where I got my my Lego cup. That's now holds my face paint brushes. This one. A Lego cup. Why money? There's a cozy void under the craft table. Yeah, it is cute. Maybe for context, when we went there were plans for an expansion. It was pre-pandemic, but there were plans for an expansion. But they hadn't started yet. That should give you roughly an idea of when we were there. If you know that sort of thing. You okay, buddy? You do a big stretch. Cozy. You don't have pictures anymore and you can't remember much of it? Well, time to go there again. Bit of a traumatic experience for you? Oh no! That's sad. Time to go there again and make new, better memories, for sure. That's how I do it. Or try to do it anyway. It's hard, but... it's good, you know? Hammer! Wow. There you go. I bought that in Legoland, so to me it's priceless. Cause that's my souvenir. I don't know. Didn't know they still make them. I mean, it makes sense. This is a hi-bye drive-by. Gotta run to work. See ya! Bye, Hammer! Have a good one. They sell skull cups too. Cute. Oh, that's an unfortunate, Sebastian. Into a theme. You've only been to a theme park twice when your family or dad's stay with your younger siblings and with you and your brother. Ah, yes, Efteling, of course. Of course, I have been there several times too, yeah. A Dutch classic. There we go. Yeah, you know, you know the Efteling, of course. Of course. I live in the south of the Netherlands. Of course I know the Efteling. It was in middle school time for Inge, but half term break for Scotland. So the whole park was basically empty. And there were no waits for the rides or anything. It was awesome. That sounds amazing. You know where I haven't been in a long time, friends, that I would love to go back? Fantasia. Phantasialand in Germany. I'm not sure how many of you would actually be familiar with that theme park, but it's a good one. You were there in pre-2000s last. Oh my goodness, a lot has changed. A lot has changed. During the week, Monday, Tuesday, in the fall when the weather is on the verge of raining, there are very few visitors. Yeah, and because it's not a Wednesday, because over here Wednesday afternoons is when the middle school kids have what's that? The kids up to the age of 12 get the Wednesday afternoons off here. So that's why we avoid anything that is a that is a kids attraction on Wednesdays. You don't do that. You also don't go shopping on Wednesday afternoons, if you can avoid it. Oh yeah. Being a holiday in England when you're in from school, Scottish holidays are earlier than England, and the police was told me for skipping school. Ah. Yeah. I have that. I mean, it's good that they checked, I suppose. Hates roller coasters, but she did grade 1 because you were too young to go without an adult, but it's the biggest one there. No, I didn't want to go without you. Oh, to convince mum. The guy controlling the right looped it for 4 times since no one was waiting to go on. Mum was not impressed. Oh, I love roller coasters and free falls and all of those things. They're so much fun. And I am one of those people that doesn't scream, but my brain short circuits and I laugh and I giggle and I cackle I will not scream, but I will laugh my ass off on roller coasters and things. And then I've been to was one in Germany on a scout trip. You better love your roller coasters. Nice. Ooh, do you remember which one in Germany? Or where in Germany? I hate heights, find them terrifying, but the sensory input of roller coasters. Ah, the sensory input of roller coasters is so good. Yes. I don't know, it might be the pot thing, but it is fun. And the tallest all-wooden roller coaster in Europe? Possibly world, can't remember. You went in front of the Efteling once, and then you got to the Vliegende Hollander. Yeah, I think it was just a pleasant dark ride. No! No! The Acrophobia was fun experience, and we went in and all of them. Then, nope, the Python. Yeah, I get that. The Python's intense. It even was like back in the day. They've completely refurbished that, haven't they? Couple years ago. It's a terrifying view because of the overactive imagination. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I know other people who don't go on roller coasters for that exact same reason. I love them. I live for the thrill. Baron, oh, the Baron. Oh, the Baron. It's so good. Yeah, so I didn't, you would be terrified. It would not be for you. But it's a roller coaster with a free fall. Death by zooming, I'm with your own. I'm gonna go out and feel like a roller coaster accident. This is at least a pretty comical way to go. What a way to go. I'd sign up. Six Flags. I've been there. Yeah. Was it still Six Flags back then? Or was it... it's changed name several times. Droomvlucht, it is nice, yeah. Roller coaster with a height of about 2 meters, yeah. But yeah, no, Ron, you would love the Baron, I think, because it's a roller coaster that takes you up, and then there's basically like a vertical free fall into a dark hole. But they stop you just over the curve. So if you're in the front seats, which I really try to get into because obvious, I mean, duh. If you are in the front row seats, like the front carriage at the very front, you are hanging and staring into the abyss because it goes just over the curve. So you're hanging here before a vertical free fall. Sorry for those of you that are not into that. I find that exhilarating. If you ever get to this part of Europe, Rowan, I'm taking you to the Efteling. I would cry for sure. You can hold my hand. We'll do it together. And I do believe, at least last time I was there, Sebastian, you will probably know that better than I do. How wheelchair accessible the Efteling is. I got your first person video from roller coaster, but not the actual experience. Yeah, valid. It's 200 meters higher. Oof. Yeah, Sebastian, I feel like you've been in the Efteling many more times than I have. And would maybe know a bit more about how it would be to navigate a wheelchair through there. It's been a while since I've been, and I've not had to see that park through the eyes of a wheelchair user, you know? Or let alone experience it. You're looking through your memory? Thank you. Interesting. Can I watch videos in first person language because I get me to get travel sick? Oh, you got motion sickness, yeah? You're imagining pushing your mother through it? Oh, that's so sweet. But I hope that is something that is good for your brain, you know? At least a bit of bittersweetness, maybe. It would be funny though, Rowan, because there's the Efteling is a theme park around folklore and fairy tales. Yeah, that's alright, Sen. It's a theme park around folklore and fairy tales, but not the Disney ones. They are the ones with the happy ending because it is still marketed for children, but a lot of the rides, the waiting lines are like beautifully decorated. There's things to see, and they even have a way to make sure that there's like groups of people coming through at a time, so there's a story going on in the waiting lines and at most of the rides anyway. So I'd have to live translate. You have trouble evaluating accessibility of rides? Then I've seen wheelchairs in the station. Yeah. I thought so too. But yeah. I feel like it's pretty accessible, yeah. I don't think we've taken Kieran to the Efteling either. We should. I'm really happy with how this is turning out so far. Because Dutch is fucking awesome. It's sarcasm. Dutch is a really difficult language to learn. What I tried to say was, I think I learned Dutch because Dutch is fucking awesome. And the sarcasm is the fact that I do actually understand it's quite hard. Yeah, no worries. No need to censor her. You can say fuck. That's fine. We say fuck all the time. But Dutch is a difficult language to learn, not only because of grammar and things, but also because so many people speak English here that the second a Dutch person notices that you are struggling with the language, we switch to English. So it's really difficult to learn because it's really difficult to practice. Restaurants are accessible and there are also wheelchair toilets, but less often than regular ones. It's based on pre-pandemic memory. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Zib. That gives us an idea, you know? It's good to know. And that means it's also worth looking into, you know, should the opportunity arise. That means it is at least worth looking into, like looking on like at maps and stuff and plan things, which is really nice. You know, it's English only, yeah, but you do want to help someone learn Dutch by typing Dutch here, yeah. I know you are always willing to help, Sebastian. It's an important Swedish because everyone speaks English, so at least something like every time someone switches in English but in Swedish. Ah, yeah. Yeah, in the Swedish you would say, I'm sorry, I appreciate you trying to help, but I don't speak English, yeah. I feel like explaining like, hey, I want to learn. the language also makes people really realize that, yeah. And sometimes people just have to sit with their own discomfort of watching you struggle with a language. Because that's often it, right? When people try to help, is because they can't deal with their own discomfort. Sometimes people need to learn and sit with it. I know I do. All right. Triple stab activated. Hey, this is what it looks like on the back. There we go, that's better. I was using my entire arm to make this movement when all I need is a wrist. Because it's not like I'm putting a lot of pressure behind it. It's just repeated movements, but I was lifting up my entire arm to do this, which was very exhausting. Do not recommend. So an English speaker, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable every time we switch to English. It prevents me from making mistakes and learning your language, getting access to your culture and understanding your perspective in... Yeah, exactly. On your level in your language, yeah. Just from a quick look on the website, it looks like basically everything rides included has a wheelchair accessible entrance, is safe for wheelchair users. Most rides require transfer out the chair, which is very standard, but they don't seem to have a lot of restrictions, limitations that a lot of UK parks have. Hell yeah! Yeah, I had the feeling that was the case, Rowan, and I'm so glad to have that confirmed, you know? So yeah, now you know. Should you find your way over here, we'll go to the Efteling. All I need is a wrist innuendo bingo. I know, I have pretty thin wrists. Do you think that would be enough? Your mother also wasn't into roller coasters either. Yeah, no, fair, understandable. But every little bit of info helps, you know? And even if you don't go in the roller coasters, the park is just beautiful and has a lot of non-thrilling options.
Hey, buddy.
Really want to not be in the UK for your birthday at some point. Definitely not this year because you're getting to doing your birthday this year. Hell yeah, I still... I need to talk to Air Fryers about his tattoo artist because he lives in the area. And honestly, my artist at this one, she's really good, but she specializes in Disney tattoos. So she's really, not only is she really good, but people come to her for Disney tattoos. So the waiting list is atrocious. And obviously her pricing is also up there because she's worth it. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not looking for any like Disney related tattoo so I am not going to pay Disney prices. So yeah, I need to ask Airfries about his artist. Maybe look it up, but this was my last tattoo that I got, and that's 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago at this point. So I'm completely out of the loop in terms of artists, in terms of pricing, you know? But yeah, first up is 2 new bras, and then tattoo money. Call her and tell her, hey, appreciate you do Disney tattoos, but you want a break from them. She's so busy to the point where she has a form in 3 different languages on her website. So I don't think me going, hey, remember me from 10 years ago is doing anything. Go. You wanna know where you can get the most detailed tattoos? I'm not looking for something super detailed, honestly. There's some fairy tale paths through the woods. Yeah, Efteling, yeah, definitely. Which are when winding dirt paths. Those might be a bit challenging, but there are paved alternative paths to get to other places. Yeah, for sure. But being a very noise-averse autistic who has a birthday on bonfire night's very not great. Oof, yeah. Madrid, nobody expect the Spanish ink precision. Wow. Nice. Oh, nice. No, what I want is, for those of you familiar with the Portal games, I've wanted to get a companion cube tattooed for many years now. I just never got around to do it. And I want to get a tattoo of the companion cube, but like the drawing that is on the wall in the game. It's one of the Easter eggs if you find your way through. Then on the wall is a drawing at some point of a companion cube angel, and that's the one that I want. You have the strategy of finding obscure things to do reports on for your college. For example, everyone has done a report to the probably had 1 million reports on Louis XVI French culture class, so doing one about French people who walk on stilts. Ooh, keeping it fresh. I like it. And I was sitting here thinking, oh, I think my headache might actually be gone. And then I moved a bit and I got more nauseous and was like, nope, nope, still there. Okay, continue stabbing. We'll just continue stabbing. Bodies are weird. But yesterday, so on Fridays, I now do groceries every other week because I feel like I am able to, and that way I get to leave the house and I get to get used to being up and about again and out of the house again. But in a safe environment where I can tap out at any time. And it went well. I still had to tap out at some point, but not because my body was feeling bad in its entirety, but just because my feet hurt, because I'm not used to being up on my feet for that long. And I thought, you know, it went well and everything, and then I got home and I decided to change clothes. As I went to my bedroom, I noticed one of my cats laying on the bed, and naturally, I cannot be there and, like, not give the void scritches. The void demanded belly rub, so I lay down on the bed, gave the scritches, rolled over on my back, and laid on my back on the bed as the world started spinning, and I was like, ah, yes. Right, okay. I'm just gonna stare at the ceiling for a bit. Yeah, that's what yep. A harsh reminder that, no, I am not able-bodied. Gotcha. All right. Well, shit. Oh. Yes. You know, stabbing could cure headaches. It's called acupuncture. I don't recommend doing that by yourself. It's just, you know, the fact that I'm quietly sitting, doing some crafts, not moving around too much, not getting up. It's fine. It's fine as long as I don't get up and walk around, because then this migraine has a field day, and I do not.
The occupation of court jester was invented accidentally when a vassal's epilepsy was mistaken for capering.
I was laying in bed last night looking up at the stars in the sky, when I thought to myself, where the hell is my ceiling?
Oh no! Oh no! I hope it wasn't raining. So yeah, what I'm doing now is I'm adding more wool just to even out the coloring. I feel like this still needs some more here. Yeah, and that has a better color, and then I just add a bit more to remove this seam here. Having the felt, yeah, So wild with a V in Dutch, VI, and felt with FE in English. But yeah. I give it a posture check. Your body has decided that coffee and brownies were maybe not the best choice of breakfast, but I thought it was delicious so body can fuck off with its complaints. Maybe try having something else with a bit more salt content for lunch, Rowan. Merely a suggestion. But yeah. Also, Ron, I tried looking at the back pattern and my brain went, nope. So yeah, that is, it's on my mind. But not today. Yeah, field is felt. Yeah, that klopt. That's true. But I was talking about felt or vilt, which is what I'm doing here today. Felting. I'm not stabbing a field. I'm stabbing it into felt. Thank you for the follow. Velt is a conjugation of to fell or to cut down. Ah. Vilt, yeah. That's a Dutch word for it. Yeah, felting. Vilte. Something fainted. Why did you faint? What the fuck is going on? I haven't touched you in months. Sorry, there's a piece of foam that just fell down from somewhere. I had it in storage. For no reason whatsoever. Very rude. Meanwhile, the void under my craft table is completely unbothered and thriving. Velen. Oh, yeah. Many stabbings. Valen vein. Ah, yes. I don't think that's where the vein one got his name, but I don't know. I do not know the history of that name. You should ask him next time. Sheets of vein. Uh, Mr. Vane, yeah. Ooh. Sebastian, and you as a VIP should be able to do shoutouts. Could you give me a shoutout for Valen, please? Because I know Senna's not here. And I'm away from my keyboard and I'm stopping. Oh, you returned. Apologies, Sen. Apologies. Didn't mean to take your work away from you. Oh, there you have it. But Sebastian can have some fun. No worries. Yeah, my brain is not fully up to speed today. Having fun with falling 50 meters? Completely unbothered, aren't you, buddy? I turned on the AC because I noticed I was getting more nauseous again. So I figured it might be the temperature, so we'll see. Meanwhile, there's still a cat sleeping under my desk here. Right under here. Unbothered. Not even a peep. You're just vibing. There we go. I think the skull's coming along nicely. To add a bit more here. Here, here, and here. And even this out here. There's something... Actually... Not too happy with this edge right here. Honestly, chat, this is fun. Jump down from one foot, the lowest one. Was late with your parachute. Oh no! Yikes. Did you make it? Full health when you start it. Okay, good. Oh, by the way, friends, for those of you that missed it, for those of you that haven't seen it, down in my about section, Gandalf is there for your pleasure. Mel, hi! What you making? I am making pocketses. So this is this piece of fabric here is one of two pockets to go on my big black wool coat that I made several years ago at this point. Finally got round to making the alterations I've been meaning to make for years. Took off this strip of 10 centimeters of fabric because it was too long. There's going to be a fake fur trim on the coat as well. And then I was like, while I'm making these alterations, I want to add something more because it was just a black cloak with the fake fur trim around the hood and around the rim. But I made the buttons because there's 2 rows of 5 buttons at the front that I made the phases of the moon. So the top 2 ones are black. I don't know if it's waning or waxing moon, but one of those, full moon, the other crescent, and 2 black ones again. So but that was the only detail I had on this coat so far, right? The moon phases as buttons at the front. So I needed to make alterations, and I needed to make alterations to the pockets as well, because they were I placed them according to the pattern, but they were too low. So I'm going to move these up on the cloak. And then I decided, while I have these pockets taken off again, I'm going to add something cool. It just resulted in me making this cat skull. And on the other one will be this bird skull. And then on the back of the cloak itself will have, from shoulder to shoulder, will be a big Death Head's hawk moth design. Also needle felted. So yeah, that's what I'm making. No, this isn't Creed Odyssey. Once you reach level 20, you don't take fall damage anymore. I've never played any of the Assassin's Creed games, but I am familiar with them. You love the pattern? Thanks! I got it off Etsy. From the same shop. I got this one, which is what I'm making here. This is actually for embroidery, because you can see it's an embroidery hoop. This is for an 8-inch hoop. But yeah, I'm using needle felting instead on this fabric that's actually PVA that will dissolve in water. This is the type that you have to pin down, which I don't think I'll need the pins anymore at this point because of the amount of felting I've done. That is, this bad boy is stuck. But I also got, because I wasn't sure, right? I had this one, I had this one, and I also had this one. Oops. Which I think is really, really cool. But I felt like the cat and the bird go well together. Better so than this one. So I will need to find something to put this one on. So yeah, Etsy's where it's at. If you want to see, actually I can show you the, well, half of it. This is the design that's going on the back. Very detailed, but it will just be the outlines. In the same cream merino wool. I do have the other half here as well. This is smaller than the actual pattern is going to be because the actual pattern will be my shoulder to shoulder width. So that's about twice as big as this one is currently. But yeah, there's also a design I got off Etsy. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't mind morbid things. Human skull could be nice for a Grim Reaper costume. It is really pretty, and I have not decided yet. But yeah, as you can see, the mushroom design is slightly different than these as well. And this has more. I might find a nice tote bag to put this on or something. Maybe not felted, but maybe actually embroider it. I'm not sure. I like this design though. But yeah, I started with these, which have been printed on a sticky, like the same type of PVA paper, except it has a sticky backing. So these are just stickers that you put on. And then you do embroidery or felting or whatever, and then this dissolves in cold water with a bit of rubbing, might I add, because the sticker component, the sticky component, makes it difficult to remove this. Whereas this will just dissolve in water, disappear, gone, never to be seen again. The sticky backing of these is a bitch. But yeah, I've been playing around with it. I wanted to play around with color, right? But I didn't want to commit to, like, because this is 100 grams. Which is a lot. And for the white one, I did commit to that. Because I know with the amount of designs I'll be making and playing around with, I'll be using this. Right? So I got, it's really cute. I got a whole bunch of small package. I got so many different colors, chat. But like, it's 100 grams total, but they're all these tiny tufts of colors. And it's perfect for what I want it. It's perfect for what I want to do, is experiment with color and learn to blend and things. So I've done this barn owl. Smacky! The owl is phenomenal. Thank you. Isn't it cute? It's a barn owl. I think this is also an excellent candidate to, once this has been cleaned up and wet felted, to go back in with embroidery and put some details on. One of your favorite owls? Aww. Yeah, welcome on in, friend. I hope you're well. If you want to have another look at Gandalf, he's now in the About section below, among the other cosplays. The orbs are there to ponder. Yeah, so in the incredibly distant future, and in a even ever scope for them died and turned into an memorial type thing. In the States, who does it? But it's something I need to look for someone in the UK that does it. That is really cool. It's morbid, but it's really cool. You would probably be best off finding someone in your area that does taxidermy. Because if they cannot do it themselves, they will know someone who does. If you consider dyeing your own wool, buying a full sheep fleece is ridiculously cheap comparatively, and carding the fibers super satisfying. In the future, maybe, yeah. Definitely.
An ostrich's eye is bigger than its brain.
A buddy of mine went to college, majored in veterinary medicine and minored in taxidermy. Either way, you're getting your dog back, he says.
Oh no. Thank you for the biddies. But I use all the either a tuft of wool is gone a wandering, or I used it all. It's fine either way. Yeah, I need to put the blue back because I'm not using that. Oh, no, there it is. I put it back with the big one. And it's fun to make a bit of a darker joke. Oh yeah, I feel ya. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It feels like a tempting fate to probably search for that currently. It really be even tempting fate, but you know, better safe than sorry. Yeah, I feel ya. I feel ya. I know one of my old high school professors did taxidermy. Well, high school teachers, I should say. They were also a professor, but they did high school teaching on the side. But also taxidermy. So, in one of our biology rooms that had an adjacent big storage room, there was a whole bunch of taxidermy that they made. It was really cool. I was always fascinated by it, but a lot of kids found it upsetting. But I was always that kid that was fascinated by the morbid, you know? Still am. I still find life and death and the human body extremely fascinating. I've been to... First time I stabbed myself on the finger. Well done. Let me get a plaster. Well, it's a good thing the ads were running, then you'll miss me dramatically stabbing myself in the finger. No, it wasn't dramatic. Blood spurting everywhere! And the only reason I'm getting a plaster is so I don't bleed on my my work. Oh, I feel that, Mal. Samesies. You know what? While the ads run, I'm gonna get a snack. There we go. I took the ads to stab myself in the finger and grab a plaster, but also have a snack. It looks much more dramatic than it is. That's because it's a finger plaster that goes around several times just to make sure that it's secured. And the main reason I'm getting this is because I don't want to bleed on my work. Yeah. Donated to anything. Raise an orphan lamb. We call him Christmas because that was going to turn into dinner. You learn about death and stuff at a very young age, so it's never really fazed me, though it has always fascinated me. Also that we knew from the second we started looking after him that he was going to be food. It wasn't a surprise or anything. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, there are many ways to talk about life and death and those subjects with children that doesn't traumatize them. Like, the traumatizing part comes from being graphic or being surprised and finding out that, oh no, he turned into dinner, you know? If you're just open about it from the start, it's a lot less traumatizing. But yeah, I feel Mel. I too am a super smeller. It's a fascinating craft, but yeah. First of all, it is too different from all my current crafts and hobbies. I cannot, like, I cannot incorporate that from a, oh well, it's, you know, like this. Needle felting is fiber arts. I already do crochet and embroidery, sewing, you know, all those things. So this is just another type of fiber art, you know? But yeah. But I have always find it fascinating and it's really cool. Also, be honest, chat, who doesn't get a good giggle out of the terrible taxidermy that sometimes just, there was there's this one taxidermy of a lion that's essentially a meme nowadays. It's so bad because I think they send the lion back to England or something, to a taxidermist who had never even seen a lion in a time where you couldn't exactly take pictures and send them with, and it's so bad. Taxidermy of furred creatures could also be considered fiber art. They're also stuffed with batting. Yeah. Don't give me ideas, Sebastian. Don't be the devil on my shoulder. There's no synergy. Same place we had chickens called breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Sunday. Well, they laid eggs. They were basically just pets since they got old enough. They stopped laying. They lived up to their names. But a really old, poorly mounted deer head and dyed it black. Need to finish him, actually. Oh, I'd love to see that. You're not part of the Discord, are you, Mel? I'm not sure. Either way, if you are willing to share, I'd love to see it. Goes for any one of you, by the way. If you want to share your crafts, no matter what it is, I want to see it. If it's something that people might find upsetting or is graphic, you know, add appropriate spoilers and content warnings, but I want to see it. But that sounds really cool, Mel. There's a person I follow on Tumblr who has a deer head mounted on the wall, and that has he has a pearl choker. Beautiful. I don't think I could convince the rest of the household because it would also be very much a source of dust. And there's people with dust allergies and asthma and the like in the house, so that would not be ideal. And we already have a parrot. If you've ever owned birds, you will know how fucking dusty they are. So I would like to avoid anything that adds more dust into this household. But yeah, if you're in the Discord, you can also see the really cool light, the really cool lamp that my dad made out of an old stadium light. Because, yeah, naturally, Papa Short Stuff is as creative as I am. Or I am as creative as him, technically, because he was there first. Either way, many creative, very yes. I'm going to paint his horns gold. Oh! Inspired by a podcast I love called Old Gods of Appalachia. Nice. It shocked when we first moved to an actual town instead of tiny villages and realized that none of the kids in class knew where their food... Yeah, it's a problem. It really is a problem. Like, I didn't grow up in a small town, but I didn't exactly grow up in a city either. But one of my cousins had a farm. So I too, from a young age, learned about life and death and where my food came from, where the milk comes from, where the meat comes from. Yeah. So I used to hang out at the farm all the time. Help milking the cows and feed the calves. Sometimes bottle fat, and when they got a bit bigger, they got to drink out of a bucket. It was fun. It was good. Hard work, but good. They were horrified when I informed them about Christmas the Lamb. The interesting fact about introducing yourself on the first day. Didn't aw, yeah. I never had many friends in school either. But now that I have found my people, it's been good, you know? But yeah, I also learned the hard way that not everyone wants to know what happens to your corpse after you die. Also, not just a natural process, but like what they do in embalming and such. People don't want to know that, apparently. I think that's weird. Why would you not be comfortable with your own mortality? But, yeah. I've decided that is exclusive content for a select few now. It is, I know, Rowan, but not everyone wants to know. I learned that the hard way. Was a little freak obsessed with death? Well, alright. Also, having sex as a special interest is difficult because not everyone wants to talk about that either. So, like... And how to freeze decomposition during your uni. That sounds like a them problem. No. It is, well, I mean, it might be a them problem, but also it is exclusive content reserved for a select few. You gotta earn my trust and prove you are worthy of knowing, you know? Not you specifically, but as in the general populace you type. Fant as a voluntary after nice. Studied geology? Hold on. What? I want to, I know there's urns that you can get planted and like they put your ashes into a pot with a seed of a tree of your choice, and I want to get planted. Like, I personally don't feel the need to visit burial sites, or I don't have that connection. When someone passes on, and someone dies, I remember them sometimes by items, but mostly just by memories, you know? I don't need something physical, but a lot of people want someplace special that they can go to remember a person, right? So I decided, don't bury me, at least not my whole body. Once it gets legalized, I'm not sure if it is, but I don't want to get cremated, I don't want to get sublimated, which essentially means they dissolve you in acid, neutralize that acid, and it all can just go into the sewage system, and they grind down the bones, and that gets put into an urn if you want to. And I want that to be put in an urn that is plantable with a tree seed. I haven't decided on which tree yet. But yeah, then plant that tree and have that, you know, be a place to remember me. That is what I want. I have it on record now, chat. I've said it before, but yeah. That is what I want. But I think the Dutch legal system is still catching up with making that an option. Aside from burial or cremation. Plant matter falls into a lake of sand, whether they don't decompose in molecular lack of oxygen. Yeah. But by sediment and compacted, the plant matter stay in state of decomposition until exposed to air. Ooh, right, yeah, like in a bog. What happens to bodies in a bog? Yeah. Because yeah, sublimation would be much better for the environment, because unlike cremation, there is no or very little like exhaust fumes and carbon footprint. Because the acid that they use can just be neutralized again, and then treated by the sewage system. And it doesn't leave a at least not a big carbon footprint, as opposed to the embalming fluid that is designed to keep your body from decomposing and being very toxic, leaking that into the earth slowly over the years after you've been buried. So yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, I use a lot of building material. Yeah, it's a circle of life. So many medical issues and connective issues that isn't well understood. How to donate your body to a medical school. That is cool. Hell yeah. I looked into that too, but there's actually like a waiting list because there's too many people donating their body to science. Or well, waiting list. It's like there's like once you're dead, right? What are they gonna do? Chuck you in the freezer until they get no. but there's only an X amount that can actually be used for science because there's so many people donating their body to science. Donate your body to mad science. Nixo, you're a genius. Gonna be thrown into a lava lake. There are basically no eco-friendly burial options in the UK that are legal, and makes me so frustrated. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Rowan. Same thing here. That's but I do know that the legal system is working on it to make it a legal form of like burial. Be also be careful where you donate, at least here. So I've been going through universities directly. Oh, wow. Nice. If you have a funky body they can use for research instead of training. I am an organ donor for like everything. They can have a look at my body and they can decide whichever parts they can use on people, right? Like, they'll have my full medical history available and they can decide which parts they feel comfortable donating to someone that needs it. Because I sure as hell won't be using it. The fuck am I gonna use it for? I'm dead. And the problematic organ that I had, the uterus, has been gone. The factory has been demolished. Has been yeeted. Over a year ago now. So, you know. And I think apart from that, the only thing that's really faulty is my what's it, autonomic nervous system, which is not something that you can donate. Like, all the parts, like the hardware is fine, it's the fucking firmware that's broken, but they're not gonna use that. Yeah, you're an organ donor for pipe organs. Is that a euphemism? Can I share a fun new genitalia related discovery that was made recently? Yes, yes you may. There's a movie about mad science and bodies, anatomy, rank pretende. You're an organ donor as well? Yeah. You're the best thing I did for your health cost. Yes, same. It caused so many problems. I was in chronic pain. I was barely functional. And getting rid of an organ that I didn't feel was mine in the first place and I never really wanted has been so good for both my mental and my physical health. Thanks to trans men who have had phalloplasties and have donated excess clitoral tissue to researchers, we now know that the clitoris has over 1,000 more touch sensing nerve endings than they originally thought. Hell yeah! That is so cool. I find it very fascinating how similar in form and function a penis and a clitoris are. And it makes sense once you know from the God, I'm gonna struggle with English terms here because I learned this in Dutch. Like the gestation period and the like the reason that all human beings are born with nipples is because those are formed before the genitalia are even decided by that process. And the shapes are very similar. not just for the penis and the clitoris, but also, for example, looking at a uterus and a prostate. They're both, well, I'm going to do it like this, but upside down shapes like this that have two tubes going to cell containers, right? Whether those cell containers are ovaries or testicles, and whether this container is a uterus or a prostate, like the ratio is a bit different in size, but essentially same basic shape, right? Every penis was once a clit. So that is what I find fascinating. Like, the binary is bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. But yeah. We all share the same basic building plan, yeah. We're all the basic same building kit with just different instructions. But yeah. And it really breaks, especially like bioessentialists and transphobes' brains once you break it down to the basic shape, to the basic building plan, because it's so similar. The fuck are you on about? I'm so happy with I'm so happy with how this is turning out, and I'm excited to see what it looks like once it's done. There we go. Sorry, my brain did an ADHD and went, we can do this more efficient, and just squish it all together in one sentence. I'm like, no, is not how that works. But my brain refuses to accept that as a truth. Any different details? Yeah. No worries, Sen. It especially breaks a sex at conception, folks. Oh, hell yeah. Successfully 3D printed specialized cell scaffolding to hold nerve stem cells and implant them into rats with separate... Ooh. Over the course of 2 weeks, 88% of the rats in the experiment went from having zero movement in the hind end to being able to take weight-bearing steps. Nice! Which is so incredibly cool. Yeah. So as we scale up to humans, we might have way to reverse paralysis caused by spinal cord injuries. Absolutely. Which is incredibly different. Like, stem cell research is fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. So I've been out of the loop for too long. Because at the start of the pandemic, I got sick, and then 2 years later I was let go because I'm officially still on sick leave. Like, I mean, I'm technically no longer employed, but I am still registered as sick. It doesn't matter. The details don't matter. So I've been out of the field for too long, but I still find it absolutely fascinating. Let's see. But yeah, science is cool. Biology tutor insists for is give you a bonus research paper to do because I'm a fucking nerd. 2 of your favorites were the one you did on induced pluripotent stem cells and one on the treatment, not prevention of rabies. Nice. Yeah, the treatment of rabies is an interesting one because oof, is it rough. Like, rabies is terrible. Terrifying also. Welcome back, Sen. No, the only way to test for rabies is a post-mortem examination of brain tissue, and if the person who you think they cured of rabies dies, they can't say for definite that she was actually treated or cured for it. Yeah. Yup. Rabies is all about prevention. So yeah, get your animals their rabies shot, friends, and keep those up to date, especially if your animals go outside, please, because there is essentially no treatment. And once your animals get like suspected of rabies, they have to be put down. So don't do that to yourself. Just get them their shots. It's also absolutely terrifying. You don't soon forget that. I think I am too. I think that's isn't that a standard? I'm not sure. I do know that my tetanus is up to speed. Cause I'm a clumsy bugger. And I'd rather get that shot than take a risk. It's fascinating though the effect that you just knocked her out. Froze. Ah, able to hijack the brain function. Because he pretty much stopped all functioning of her brain through a combination of drugs and temperature, and her own immune system at the time it needed to successfully fight off the infection. That is fascinating, because how do you get someone to a temperature low enough to prevent the virus from duplicating and thus spreading, but it makes sure that the immune system still functions? Like the brain function I get, because your immune system does its thing, right? But it's not standard. Usually the vaccination to enable risk of wild animal contact. We did that for the wild monkey in Bali. Ah. Solution, cryogenics. Do you then still have your immune system working, cryogenics? I thought the whole idea was to essentially stop time, you know? But yeah, then again, I'm not really prone to wild animal contact. Though probably more than most because I live on the countryside, but... I know the cats have had their shots. Current cryogenics also kills the human, yeah. Rabbits has a much smaller window of tolerance to temperature variations than humans do. Ah, yeah, okay. That's why animals like the possum don't get it basically ever. Their body temperature is too low. What animal contact this morning? And from the mosquito, which have been feasting on me. Yeah, that's, yeah. That's not rabies, but malaria. Yeah, I don't think mosquitoes or any other insects can get rabies. I think that's a, I don't want to say mammals exclusive thing, though I have the feeling it might be. But definitely, yeah. Definitely not insects. But yeah, I swatted a mosquito last night that had been feasting on me. Because I don't mind that they drink my blood. I'm fine with that. I could just do without the itching and without the mild allergic reaction of like getting these thick discs on my skin. Like I could really do without that. Vertebrae exclusive, yeah. Bug rabies was eradicated in the UK since 1922, though some bats can carry a virus. Ah, rabies like that can pose a risk to humans only very, very rarely. That's cool. I'm trying to make this tooth pointy. So, next time I need to travel overseas, pets in the UK don't get rabies vaccine. Aha! I mean, there's no need for it. I don't know, what the status is over here. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. I know it's rare, but yeah. Definitely not eradicated, yeah. The UK has a fortune of being quite... yeah, it's an island, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I know in the area where I live, there's foxes, badgers, boars, a whole range of wild animals. Oh yeah, definitely more risky. No worries, then. Say hi to them for me. So, Ron, you have more experience with felting than I do, or at least I believe your mum does it, right? I am debating whether I should do all of the lines and stuff in felt as well, or just do the big pieces, maybe the teeth just to finish the skull, and do the rest of the lines with embroidery. But I am no expert. I'm just a little guy. But especially because this is going on a piece of clothing. Stop, Conk! Long time no see, bruv. I hope you're well. Yeah, especially since it's going to be on a piece of clothing, a piece of outerwear even. I want to make sure that this lasts, you know, which is why I won't just be needle felting, but also wet felting it in place. Yeah, it will look more cohesive if it's all felted. I do not have TikTok, but you can send me links on Discord if that works for you. That's how most people do it. So I'm not on TikTok, but I get curated clips from all my friends who are like, you need to see this. And sometimes people on Tumblr repost TikToks there as well. So yeah, I do get very curated TikTok videos. Fine, just been busy with work and other stuff. Watched any new shows lately? Yeah, I watched The Gentleman recently. Fun one. Enjoyed it. It's chaotic, but yeah, no, it was a good time. What else did I watch? They're both on Netflix. They're a short series. One of the Scottish police officer doing a cold case, and one of a journalist in Ireland with an American podcaster. I forgot the names. And Botkin is the last one. Botkin, and the other one is, can't remember. I have not watched the second season of Wednesday yet. No, so no talking about that. I'm gonna binge it. I'm gonna binge it soon. Gonna find the person on TikTok that does lots of felting. Be right back. No worries. Thank you. I do think it'll look more cohesive if I do the entire thing as felting. And I think I can do it. I can do all the details in felting. I'm just, you know, a little anxious because it'll be outerwear and I want it to last. Especially because these are pockets. I won't be able to... well, I could put something in there, you know, and then go back and clean it up if needed. But yeah. So this is already so much thicker. But yeah, no, it's definitely... It's gonna be good, chat. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Yeah, no worries, Sen. He might call you back. I think the alliance would pop more and use them, but I know very little about felting. And there's a put you in waiting mode. Aww, that's rude. Yeah, definitely, Sebastian. I know what you mean. But felting is so nice and soft. Yeah, I was thinking of adding details. Like, for example, there's a crease here. Where's the thing? See this? But I feel like that is already coming out here because of the way I put the felt before putting it down. But it might... Because this is going to be wet felted as well, which means you make it wet, you add soap, and then you rub it to make the hair follicles snag together and really felt it down into a hole. But yeah, the embroidery will also give it a different texture. Yay. So yeah, we'll see. I won't be able to do that until I'm done with the wet felting anyway. Hey buddy, oh, you turned around. Hi. I'm such a good boy. The void. I'm just vibing. Oh, I am noticing that putting the AC on and lowering the temperature in this room has really helped with the nausea. Like, still have the migraine, but a lot better. I will have a lie down after stream though, just to see if that helps. Haven't had a nap all week. I can have a nap as a treat. I'm gonna treat myself to a nap, chat. Has been decades since last time I had a needle and thread in your hand. Really? I am quite partial to fiber arts. I had a nap last night. Was it a good one? It's interesting, friends. Several weeks ago at this point, I had to quit my medication. Long story short, I went to see a specialist who heard my symptoms, took one look at my medication list and went, well, those could cause all your issues, you know. And not the medication that I was like, oh yeah, I heard that this meds can enhance pot symptoms. No, my ADHD medication, because it said amphetamines, but you know, that they're dexamphetamines and a derivative of unregulated whatever. They didn't care. So they then said that they couldn't give me a proper diagnosis, even if it turned out to be POTS, because, well, the medication could be causing those symptoms, even though my symptoms had been there since before I even got diagnosed with ADHD, let alone started taking meds, but whatever. So yeah, I had to stop taking my medication. And whereas it is difficult sometimes to get my brain to do something and to focus and to not lose my train of thought mid-sentence or completely forget what I was talking about and mention something in regards to that other people think is related to something that we just talked about, even though I forgot it. I've been having more energy. I've been doing so much better without the medication that can potentially worsen POTS symptoms. And like, I've not been diagnosed with POTS yet, right? I'm still waiting. I'm going to have more tests done in November. But quitting that medication has already made me feel so much better. I have more energy. I can think more clearly. Like, it's really interesting. My brain wouldn't shut down until about 3:30 and woke up again at 6. Oof. That's rough. But yeah, I've definitely been there, but oof. Every once in a while, my brain decides that, I mean, I've never been one... No, that's not true. Before I got my ADHD diagnosis, I always got so exhausted from just existing in life that I would pass the fuck out at night and sleep through the night. Then I got diagnosed with ADHD and I started taking my meds for that, and I started to learn how to deal with the world around me, etc., etc. And I've been an insomniac ever since. So sometimes my brain decides we're not doing 8 hours of sleep, which, you know, I rarely sleep 8 hours in one go. I wake up at least once a night, one time a night to go to the toilet. But sometimes my brain decides, you know what, we're doing 2 bouts of 4. You're getting 4 hours, and then in, I don't know, about 8 hours from now, you're gonna fucking crash and you're gonna sleep another 4 hours. I'm like, thanks, that's the middle of the day. But, you know, you do what you can. There we go. Another tooth. Tooth done. There we go. One tooth. Scientists claim that 2 rounds of 4 is a very natural way to sleep. Really? Huh. Best very early in the morning, quite late in the evening. I am not a morning person. Though the root thing is that from about 9 p.m., my brain really starts going. So it's really rude. Because that is usually like 9 to 10 p.m. is usually when people start to get ready for bed, and that's when my brain goes round 2. So yeah. What I have noticed with felting is that it's really difficult to make like sharp lines. Welcome back, Roan. And around 4 a.m. Yeah. You returned from your adventures. Welcome back, Panda. So, Rowan, tell me, what has your research found out? Couple links on Discord and ooh, nice. Almost painting and sketch style. Oh, hell yeah. I love that. I have seen people make paintings with felt and it's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. You say it felt nice to look at those paintings. Hey-oh. Nice. Nice, well done. The painting style doing details with the fill is the best bet then. Use darker shades of the same colors and add in the details and dimension of the piece. Yeah, so what I need, next time I'm ordering of the pet store. Where is it? I'm going to get 2 of these because then if you use them together, you can blend colors. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I accidentally bumped against the leg of the table. Poor guy. I feel like this is too dark. This is the same. Where's it? No. Slightly darker. to yellow, to pink, to blue. Yeah. And this is lighter. This is bright white. This is too dark. Starting brushes, yeah. They're just animal these are just pet brushes, but you know, same thing. Really. And those are dirt cheap if you get them at the pet store. Because they're just small. Yeah, mayhap. So I got a shade darker and I got a shade lighter. But it's especially because I want to do this all in this cream color. That makes it more difficult because otherwise I could have got, you know, a bit of yellow and maybe make this like a pink flower or something, have some green leaves, make more brown shrooms or a different color. But no, I want this all to be white. White and line art, essentially. So yeah. Small teethers. I'm gonna be slightly crooked tea first, but that's okay. It's also that for a lot of these things I won't be able to see what it really looks like till I've dissolved the backing, right? So that's probably what I'll do before I actually do the wet felting, is that I will dissolve the backing and then have a look at what it looks like and go back and clean it all up. Like, I'm not in a rush with this. Like, I would love to be able to wear this cloak in winter, but I'm also not under the illusion that, you know, this is gonna get finished anytime soon if I want it done right. The good thing is that if I don't get it done before winter, I can always leave the moth on the back until spring. It's gonna suck because I want this finished, right? But it's not the end of the world. There. Teethers. And yeah, like I said, I'll clean that up once I've removed the backing and I can actually see what I have. Nope. That's not working the way I want it. Yeah, back here. There we go. Which, you know, proved by the fact that I could just pull it off like that. Did not do what I wanted. Alright, friends. I've been, stabbing for over 3 hours now, but my nausea is getting really bad. So I will treat myself to a nap. Ugh. I'm gonna go take care of myself, friends. I encourage you to do the same, but first we're gonna go find someone to say hello to. Let's see who's doing what today. What are you up to? Yeah, thank you, thank you. I think I just need to try the old turning it off and on again, friends. But yeah, I do appreciate the well wishes. Yeah, why not? Let's go say hi to Butters, who is, once again, playing a Yakuza game. With Ichiban! Beautiful. If you could stick around for the raid, friends, I'd really appreciate it. The module is not working on my end, so I hope it is working. The Hitachi 1 game, there we go. Sen, can you confirm that the raid is working? Because, well, Twitch is back and is spaghetti code, and it's not working for me. So yeah, thank you. All right, fantastic. All right, friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today while I stabbed something repeatedly and called it art. I'll be back on Tuesday, probably with Sen, when we play more Divinity Original Sin. The first one. And then Wednesday for more arts or crafts or whatever. And remember, take care of yourselves, as I'm going to take care of myself right now. And take care of your spoons. And I'll see you all around in the realms of Twitch, alright? I love you all. Bye-bye.